Uh, we're both flat.
Oh, yeah. Is it me or is it you? Welcome back to the JpeG Podcast, episode 16. I am your host, Jerry.
And I'm your host, Greg.
Welcome
to the JpeG Podcast.
Episode 16.
I'm your host, Greg.
Oops.
Uh-oh. Sorry, we're a little high off E3.
Oh, shoot, dude. It is just taking off and taking control of the interwebs all week.
Well, yeah, just unbelievable amount of things going on.
I mean, we're lost for words, even. Have you ever talked to someone that has had like a hard time to just spit out what they're trying to say?
Sometimes it gets to the point I'm like, okay, stop. Like,
right.
I know you can.
You can do this.
But sometimes they're just seriously at a loss for words.
Yeah, you know, you're just so good to look at, dude. It's hard.
Oh, wow. So, did you see the Black Panther trailer?
I did. On our page, I actually posted it up.
That was a loaded question, wasn't it?
That was a loaded question. I don't know if you guys saw, but I put a link to... I shared the trailer to the Black Panther trailer.
On the JpeG Podcast Facebook page?
The JpeG Podcast Facebook page.
Say that faster.
JpeG Podcast Facebook page.
There it is. Ding. Very nice.
Check us out. JpeG Podcast.
.facebook.
On Facebook.
I actually wouldn't have seen it if you hadn't posted that, so I'm glad you did.
It looks sick.
It looks so cool.
Oh!
It looks so cool.
It does.
Like, I had to go back and watch the end of Captain America Civil War once again.
Yeah.
Did you do that?
I remembered when I saw a certain scene in the trailer. High five.
I didn't remember because I've seen so many movies. I watch so many movies. I'm the best movie watcher.
It's where they hid Captain America. It's where they took...
It's where they hid Bucky.
Or Bucky O'Hare.
Nah, Bucky O'Hare. Just Bucko.
Just Bucko. Buckaroo. I didn't put the two together until...
Oh, no. I didn't either.
About it, so.
Yeah, at the end, Captain America's like, you sure they won't find us here?
Right.
And he's like, if they do, let them try, or some shit like that. I don't know. And then it pans away, and it shows they're in the middle of this like lush jungle, and then at the very end, it keeps panning, and it gets to this big statue of a Black Panther.
Yep.
And then black.
Mm-hmm.
And now we got this. This is like one of the most like actually gangsta Marvel trailers ever. It's so awesome. I love it.
The music is so sick.
Run the Jewels. It's a super group, apparently, rappers.
It's really, really good. I turned up the bass like on our home system.
No, dude.
So good. I loved it.
Oh, the bass.
If you guys haven't seen the trailer, go to our Facebook page, just facebook.com/JpeG Podcast, and we just recently posted it up. The trailer is nuts, though. I'm stoked to see it.
Yeah, it's
came out I think on June 9th. Yeah, that's when I posted it.
No, that's when it came out too.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you were on top of that S.
Dude, it looks so sick. When is it releasing? I didn't check when the release date for that thing was.
It
just
next
says coming
year.
Soon. Okay,
it's not soon, unfortunately.
It's not soon at all. Why? There's literally text on the screen that says "coming soon."
That's why one of the top comments, if you look, is like Marvel and I have a different definition of soon. But
that's not soon at all.
I mean, I guess in terms of the universe's age and all that shoot,
dude.
But
speaking of soon, something else that actually is kind of coming out soon.
Talk to me.
Tesla. This has been a big topic.
Is Tesla opening soon?
Yeah, Tesla is opening soon.
Oh,
coming out to theaters near you. That's a cheap ticket to get a Tesla.
Oh my gosh,
dude! Stop messing with my cutie.
No.
I ate a cutie clementine before this.
It's just a clementine.
Dude, it gets me amped up and stoked.
We are not. We're not sponsored by Cutie.
Not sponsored.
So
by
I don't know
Cutie.
why he's saying the name.
Cuties are halos or clementines. Nice. I like your cutie mustache.
It's a good one.
Tesla, dude. Tesla is is coming out. The Tesla Model 3 specifically is what I'm referring to.
This is the consumer grade Corolla Civic type.
The somewhat quote unquote affordable Tesla. Yeah, I don't know.
If $33,000 is affordable for you.
I don't think that's affordable at all. Recently there was a picture that was taken of the interior to kind of showcase what the actual end product of this Model 3's interior would be.
Uh-huh.
And it actually, nice, dude. This is going to be the most epic selfie I've ever seen in my life.
I'm working on getting the mustache to stay, but I'm still participating. Let's do this.
Okay. The Tesla Model 3, the interior, it looks nuts. So in this one, it has a really sleek looking wood trim that kind of goes across the front.
Oh.
And unlike most cars, there's usually a dash that is kind of right behind your steering wheel, lines up with your steering wheel. But with this, the Model 3 specifically has a 15-inch LCD console display in landscape mode, so, sideways. Unlike the Model X, which has a 17-inch screen, portrait style, in the middle.
Can I say that I hate that?
Do you?
I hate the portrait style in the middle that all normal Teslas have.
I do and I don't. So this is coming from my own personal experience. Steph's mom actually has the Model X.
Oh.
Yes, and I was able to ride it and drive it in Florida.
How was it? I've always wanted to.
So I will say this experience was so different. When I got in, first of all, the door opened for me and then it shut for me, which was crazy.
Model X is the minivanish.
The minivanish SUV.
Falcon wings.
Yes, Falcon wings. So first of all, I got in at the airport and of course, Falcon wings opened up for me and I got in and it was just so nuts. Secondly, I'm not kidding when I say the air filtering in the cabin, once it was all sealed up and we were rolling, was so clear and clean smelling, if you will. Like it just,
or lack thereof.
I don't know. It just
of a smell.
Yeah, lack of a smell. It just was super.
Sounds like a Dead Mouse album title.
Dude, lack of a smell.
For lack of a better smell.
Insert album title here.
Insert smell here.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
No, it was sick. It was really, just really filtered air. It seemed like, but on top of that, when I got to drive it, it's weird. I don't know how to explain this in the best possible way, but basically, you put your foot on the gas, and you expect when you let your foot off the gas, the car is going to coast at the same speed generally.
No.
That you leave it at, right? And then you would put your foot on the gas to slow the car down. In the right, you put your foot on the brake to slow it down. In the Tesla, you take your foot off the gas, the car immediately points downward and starts slowing down.
That sounds exactly like a jet ski.
It's exactly like a jet ski, and it's like overclocked, if you will, compression braking on a manual car. So it's like you can use the gas to slow the car down without having to push the
gas pedal.
You can use the gas pedal to slow the car down without having to push the brake pedal.
Huh?
It was so hard to get used to. I kept on jerking us in our
like
ride home.
learning stick.
Yeah, because you literally just have to ease your foot off the gas to slow the car down, and then when you get close to the stop sign, you ease onto the brake. Otherwise, you're just gonna jerk everyone around in that car. One of my gripes that I will say that I did hear about in some articles.
Fuck.
You're still trying to get that mustache.
I'm not doing it anymore.
You have to. I'm going to give this to you to keep trying it. One article that I did read that is
mid fall.
This is so good. We're going to post this picture up on our Instagram, instagram.com/JpeG podcast. One thing that I found in an article about the Tesla Model X is that the windshield is so much of a 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
It's very long and it goes behind your head essentially, so much so that Tesla had to send a sun blocking screen for people because in California I guess the sun is so hot above your head that it could really just beam down on you, and it's really hot, so they sent this thing that goes in between the mirror and the roof. It's a very unique windshield. You'd have to check it out. But my point to it is, in the nighttime, people would complain that you almost got this kind of double image of the car in front of you, almost like a weird reflection where if you saw a brake light in front of you, you would see double of it.
Oh.
And I did notice that when I was driving the car at night. I saw almost a little bit of double vision of almost everything around me if I kind of tilted my head back in a certain angle.
Oh, this is crazy. I'm looking at pictures of it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's pretty nuts. Yeah, that's the windshield. The windshield goes all the way to like the roof of the car.
It's weird to see the rear view mirror just like in the middle of the windshield. It looks like.
What's sick about the rear view mirror is that it's like borderless too. It's just super.
So it's like an infinity mirror.
Yeah, it's everything in the car is just so sleek. And back onto the 17-inch screen, portrait versus landscape.
Yeah.
I do and I don't like it. I like it because there's so much real estate of like things that you can push. I don't like it, like you said, because you kind of have to reach pretty far down just to reach the volume button, for example, or like the air conditioning levels. You can move certain things around the screen, but it's pretty low.
I feel like it would bother me not having. I don't like on-screen AC controls.
So
I know they exist in other cars as well.
Yeah.
It made me think of that, and I was like,
you can move them. I believe you can control the AC from your steering wheel too, and I think Steph's mom accidentally stumbled across that. If you roll this wheel on the steering wheel, it actually controls the air speed, and then the one on the left side controls the volume and stuff like that. But you can, I think, customize that. But she stumbled across that.
Holy crap!
So
there are LCDs on the steering wheel.
The dashboard has no mechanical parts practically.
But the steering wheel itself has screens.
Not in the model that I was in.
Was that the model you were in?
Yeah, that's the one that I was in.
Look at this.
That one I've never seen in my life, at least ever.
Folks, there's a 2x2 square on either side of the honky horn.
Basically the use for the iPod Nanos.
There you go. That's about that size.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Sorry.
No, it's the whole car is just so smart in itself. Even when there wasn't like like when Steph's mom was gone for the day, they left the car in the driveway, and we would walk outside, and we heard like this fan running, and we were like,
Gary.
We were like,
Gary, drive me.
Yeah, I wish. But we thought the car was running, but we asked the Tesla guy, and he said, no, the car actually has this safety feature that allows the cabin to stay at a certain temperature and not overheat. So it's like constantly staying at a specific temperature. If there's massive amounts of heat jumping, spilling over the car.
I wonder if that's to protect the electronics, like the screen, the LCD and stuff.
It's to protect everything, not only the electronics, but if you, let's say, God forbid, you left a kid in the car or a dog in the car, or you want to get in the car and not be like immediately hot and have to crank the heat up. It actually regulates that, so you're ready to go.
I wonder how much energy that uses.
I don't know.
Like, does that make the car actually less energy efficient than like a normal car?
I'm sure you could turn it off. I don't know if it's a adjustable feature, but
that's my question. Because if you could turn it off, then wouldn't the electronics and stuff be at risk? Would you forfeit your like warranty on those things? I don't know.
Good question.
Same thing.
I want one so bad still. They're just so expensive.
You'll get one.
In due time.
Yeah.
In due time.
Oh, man.
I just loved it. So tell me something about E3. I know it's just been massive this week.
I'm going to tell you everything about E3, dog. Dog.
Dog.
All right. So my predictions were pretty solid last week, right?
Yep.
We definitely saw God of War. Definitely saw Uncharted, Lost Legacy.
Okay.
And to my surprise, with Nintendo, my wish came true of a lot of their IPs getting revamped for the new Switch, right?
Yep.
What did you see that you liked, just overall?
I saw for Pokemon, they're coming out with an RPG.
That's huge.
That's
a huge announcement, because I think this is the first console-based, straight up core story Pokemon game.
And yes, and we've been wanting that forever. I feel like I loved Game Boys and stuff.
I never played Beyond Blue.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Or Yellow for that matter.
Okay.
But I love those so hard.
They're great.
So I'm hoping this is just going to be,
one of those type of things that you just get into.
Yeah, I'm going to have to learn the new Pokemon, I guess. But
I still
don't know. I don't know them.
I don't know them all either. And they don't really do a good job of teaching you in the games. You just kind of like stumble across them.
Right.
And that's it. But
we'll see. I wonder if they chose to do it because the Switch is so portable.
it may be, yeah. And that's smart. Honestly, that is so smart of Nintendo to do that because it is and it isn't smart because then they're going to start losing sales on their like
cannibalism.
Yeah, their Game Boys.
Yeah.
But it's smart because it's going to not force but entice people to jump over to the Switch.
Yeah.
And speaking of the Switch, they are projected to hit about 13 million units by March 2018.
That's huge because
Sony
just announced they hit 60 million PS4s.
Really? Oh shit.
Since 2013.
Okay. So
but I'm saying that's fast for what Nintendo's doing.
It is. So it's yet to be seen if that's actually going to happen, but that's what they're projecting, and I think it's doable. I mean, honestly, these things are flying off the shelf. The original Wii U was almost like a flop for the company.
I'm sure it was.
And that totally surpasses the units that they had for like the Wii U's. But the original Wii,
that was not a flop.
That was not a flop. That had 101 million units. So
an ass load.
So they're trying to beat that, which is pretty possible. Another game, I played this on the PS4, and I found it from YouTubers that were playing it, but I absolutely love this game. It's called Rocket League. Have you played that?
Yeah.
Oh, did we play that together?
Probably not, but no. Rocket League's huge.
It's so good. They're going to bring that to the Switch.
And it's going to be cross-platform across all the platforms except stupid Sony.
Really?
PlayStation is refusing it.
What? That's where I played it.
I am. So Sony's got, I think they got PC cross compatibility.
They do. Yep. But they won't do it.
But that's it.
That is so stupid.
When everybody else plays with everybody else, and they're doing, it's a conscious decision. It's a business choice.
That's dumb.
And I'm a Sony fanboy, and I think that's so stupid.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
It's a dumbass move because
I didn't read that. For those of you that don't know, the Rocket League is like an RC car mixed with soccer. It is such a fun game, and
there's no out of bounds. It's just like it's like Arena League football with RC cars and soccer.
You can like customize your cars to have these really cool like light streams flying behind you and little dangly things or like antenna jobby things on the top.
It gets so intense sometimes.
It's so intense. It's so much fun, to say the least. For them to not have a cross-platform with Nintendo I feel like that's missing the mark.
They're being assholes because they're on top right now.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, which sucks.
Whatever. Let's just hope that they come to their senses later in life.
Did you see the new anything Microsoft related that you liked?
I don't know if Spider-Man is Microsoft related.
Hell no, that's an exclusive, son.
Oh, okay, no then.
They did reveal their Project Scorpio console.
Oh yes,
Xbox One X.
I did see that,
and that looks like an Xbox gamer tag. Like if you took the spaces out and just put it together, it'd be like XX One X XX.
I didn't even put that together.
You can now play Minecraft in 4K.
I will. A topic that I actually found today before you came over,
and it'll look the freaking same because it's blocks.
It's the blocks. No, one thing I saw in a YouTube commercial about Minecraft is that they're bringing it cross-platform as well.
Yeah, they're trying to unify the experience across the board.
So for multiplayer, it's going to be all over the place, which is awesome. That's fun.
So yeah, but the Xbox One X is what they're calling it, which is okay. They're going to be charging $499 for it.
Yikes!
It's a little high, but
a little bit.
It is definitely elite in that it's the most powerful console ever put out. So I mean, you know,
it's smaller, right? Like it's significantly smaller.
They had the Xbox One S come out last E3, which was significantly smaller, and had the power brick built into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did have.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
It was built in.
Sorry. But I haven't actually seen relative size on this one.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's smaller or not, but that's about it for Microsoft. Honestly, I was pretty disappointed. And I'm not saying that like in a biased Sony fanboy way. There's not much else. There was no exclusives really.
Yeah.
Sony, on the other hand,
since they're on top of the game right now,
no new consoles, no new hardware, but a lot of new software. and exclusives.
Yes.
A lot.
Tell me about some of the ones that you saw.
All right, so I feel really bad because I completely slept on Knack 2.
Knack, what is that?
Knack was the original one, and that was a launch title for PS4. And it was this little imp that was made of like little rocks, and he could get bigger by collecting more and more.
Okay.
And it's just a platformer.
Okay.
And it was fun. 3D platformer.
Yeah.
Kind of Ratchet and Clanky-ish.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mark Cherney was I think lead in all the Ratchet and Clank games, and he was leading this one.
Nice.
So similar cartoony Nintendo-ish feel.
Yeah. Whimsical.
Yeah, but it wasn't received very well by a lot of people, but I liked it.
Bummer.
But they've taken a lot of criticism, they said, actually, and they're like, we've really improved it on this one. So
cool.
It's coming out in September. I'm looking forward to it.
Sick.
Again, Uncharted Lost Legacy game looks amazing. We saw some
Yeah.
more in-depth videos. No gameplay yet, I don't think. But I'm looking forward to that. Horizon Zero Dawn is getting DLC.
Yes. So I still need to play Horizon Zero Dawn. But do you recommend it? Do you recommend that game, like, at all? Because I haven't played it at all. And I think, have you played it?
I platinumed it.
Oh, that's right. You platinumed it.
What the hell?
So it's good, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it does. So my thing is, like, I get into these things, but I want to be able to, like, there's DLCs here, but, like, how fast are these DLCs coming out,
So the game came out in
actually not that long ago.
March, I want to say.
Yeah, and they're already pushing a DLC out. That's pretty quick.
It was one of the fastest selling PS4 games ever.
It had a really cool trailer.
And it was received so well so quickly that I think they were like, we need to start. I'm sure they were already started at the point. It takes a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's getting DLC. It's going to be $15, 4 to 6 hours, and it's going to be taking place in the Northern Territory.
Ooh.
The Banuk.
Banuked.
It's a type of people in the game.
Okay.
You'll see.
If you play it, you'll know.
Yeah, if you play, you'll know.
One thing I see here on your list, I've never played the game before, but it looked really sick.
Oh, what?
The Shadow of the Colossus.
So I never played it either.
Okay.
It's a favorite among enthusiasts.
Yeah.
From the PS2 days, along with like ICO.
Yeah, ICO, yeah.
I think there's similar games, and I think they're connected. This is going to be not remastered, remade for PS4.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you saw it all, but the giants with the little boy on like the end of the club.
Mm-hmm.
So it should look pretty dope in the 4K HDR situation.
Yeah. I kept seeing the trailer, and it's like this little guy running around these things that were just like moving so slow, but they're ginormous.
Right.
They're Colossus, as the title says.
Right.
But the graphics just looked really good.
Yeah. Should be neat. There was a handful of VR games announced.
Nice.
For the most part, it was like, for me. I don't. VR is a really good platform for horror.
Sure. Yeah. Scare tactic.
I'm not a big horror guy in general, so it's a lot of for me.
Yeah.
That being said, there was one that was announced called Moss.
Okay.
And I've been wanting a platformer in VR for a long time.
Sure.
Because there was like a demo of one that came on like the Sony demo disc for VR, and it was like one level, but it was a blast. It was so fun.
What happened to it? What did they?
It's just a demo, like a try out the VR in these 5 mini games, and that was one of them.
Oh, gotcha.
But it was awesome, and I wanted to make a whole game, but
yeah,
I haven't heard anything yet.
Darn it.
But this one's cool. It's like a platformer with a little courageous white mouse with like a little sword, and he's like fighting off little bugs, and
really,
yeah, it was cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really cute and cool looking.
Unique. Yeah.
So I'll be looking forward to that.
Sick.
New God of War. Finally saw some gameplay.
Yeah.
I don't think we'd seen that before. Mostly just cinematics. Have you played God of War games at all?
I've not. No.
Have you ever played any like hack and slash, just like Dynasty Warriors?
Yeah, totally. Yep.
So it's kind of similar gameplay to that. More story driven though, and less like amount of people in like a battle or whatever. But
there's a really big following for people that love God of War.
Yeah.
I mean, It's a really well received game. I mean, there's like people cosplaying that. A lot of people cosplaying.
It's super fun, and like it's fun to like he's such an angry person in the series.
Yeah.
He just like literally he goes around killing and yelling and banging bitches like that's part of the game. The quick time events, pushing like the camera pans to the side and you see the bed shaking with like vases shaking if you push the right button sequence or whatever.
Oh my gosh.
So I think it's kind of like fun to I think people will enjoy that.
That's awesome.
But this looks like a more gritty, like different version where he's up north in like Scandinavia, and at one point somebody says the gods here do not believe in you or something like that. So
interesting.
It makes me wonder. It makes me realize that it's still the same Kratos when we weren't sure before, because he was in like ancient Greece and now he's in like Viking times. So
there's I think I saw a trailer or at least a screenshot of like winter. Is that that's unusual for God of War, right?
That too. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's always been in like Mediterranean climates and stuff. So, and he's got a giant beard and a child. So,
well, you gotta be banging, you better expect to get something out of it.
I know you're a baby daddy.
Yeah.
So
what else?
There's a game called Detroit.
Okay.
Become Human. And it's another exclusive. These have all been exclusives.
Nice.
It puts you in the shoes of a cybernetic human that is, as all of his kind are, treated sort of like a slave.
Interesting.
Like like iRobot kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Great movie. Will Smith. Sponsored by Will Smith.
And the Men in Black.
Right.
The game is centered around an uprising, and it's very choice-driven.
Okay.
So you, as a cybernetic organism, choose to be like humane in your uprising, like a Gandhi kind of situation, or like bloody and like killing humanity as you go. Like I don't know any more detail than that, but like it should be interesting.
Very choice driven, like you said. That's interesting.
Right.
Okay.
And there's Days Gone. That is a zombie game. Hooray!
You definitely don't sound it. So I think I agree with you on that, though. There's been so many zombie games.
So early 2000s was vampire type situation with Twilight and right, Craze, all that.
Yep. Zombieland.
Then zombies come along.
Yep.
In like 2008 and really start taking over, and they still haven't let go.
The Walking Dead.
Oh.
How many seasons?
I stopped after 3 or 4.
I don't even know how many there are. I apologize to people that I love the show.
Listen, I'm sorry, but I just have better things to do. I got to review these games for y'all.
Yeah, shoot.
Oh. But Days Gone, I mean, it looks pretty cool. I got to say otherwise. You're kind of like this badass dude.
Yeah.
Riding a motorcycle. It reminded me of like Sons of Anarchy meets The Last of Us. Except the zombies in this case are like, they're like swarmed.
Oh, okay.
So they're like running fast and like in groups of like 20 plus.
Interesting.
So it's kind of freaky in that regard.
That's different than how you would expect them, I guess, to react.
Right.
Or at least to interact with you.
Right. So
that's interesting. One thing I noticed that you came across too was the new Spider-Man, and you mentioned this in our last podcast. Yeah, I saw the gameplay trailer for this.
So good.
It looked really good. My first reaction was, "Holy crap! This is gameplay footage mingled in with the cinematic stuff." I'm like, this is so fluid, and there's really no like jittering or weird transition that you have to do.
Like back in the day, you remember when you'd come to a point and then the black bars would for the widescreen would appear and the video would start and then you'd go back to your game and it would look so much worse.
This just literally goes from the cinematic and then it pans behind the character and then you get all these little corners of your screen start popping up, your little like the map or your specialty abilities and your health bar. It just starts popping up in the middle of the cinematic. It's like so fluid. It's so good. And
the moves were amazing.
Yeah.
Like the takedowns and stuff.
Oh my gosh. So the biggest thing that I saw, and I'm not sure if you noticed this too, but was it's not just about punching and, hitting people with webs and stuff. It's about interacting with the environment too.
Yeah.
Which is huge.
Yeah, like one specifically I remember was a big steel I-beam was hanging in a construction site, and he shot his web and pulled it and like cleared 10 people off the rooftop or whatever. Like, it's pretty cool.
It's just nuts. I mean, they're doing a really good job, and they showcased this at E3, I think, and IGN was doing reviews on it, and it was just really received well. And like the spidey senses, when you're doing these moves, it like scans the target and slows everything down around you, and then immediately speeds it back up, and you can do these moves against that person and stuff. Like people love it. They're loving how smooth this thing is.
Yeah, it was teased very briefly a year ago at that E3.
Okay,
and then they finally had some true gameplay stuff. It was the show closer for Sony.
Yeah.
So that should, they leave the heavy guns for the end, and I saw people's faces in the crowd. They were like, "Oh my god!"
So I will say my first experience with Spider-Man was on the Xbox. So my parents on the Xbox a long time ago. My parents and we went to Colorado, and we had this timeshare, and we found out that if you ask the front desk and say, "Hey, can we rent any movies?" they would say, "Yeah. Do you also want to rent like a video game console?"
Ooh.
So they let me rent like an Xbox, and the only games that they had available was like I think it was Halo, which I'd already played at the time, and Spider-Man, which I had never played before. So
Xbox.
Yeah. So I played it, and the one thing that I loved the most was how much of a free roamer it was back then, and that was like in 2007, I think, maybe 2006 even. And I love that you could just shoot your web on anything and like go from building to building. At that time though, you were just punching dudes, and like that was kind of the only goal. You couldn't really interact with the environment or anything, but I loved it. And then I just kind of never saw any Spider-Man since that really was appealing to purchase.
You aren't missing anything. I mean, there's been a lot of complaints about it in the past years up until this game.
Yeah.
And they're saying that when he shoots webs, like when you're slinging, like he's actually attaching to the buildings, not just like up into the air
off the screen. Yeah, that was one thing I noticed when I played the game.
I'm in the middle of a park, and somehow I'm like still swinging on these buildings that aren't here.
It was weird, but back then it was like a big deal,
Yeah, so. Yeah. I mean, people are saying this is a system seller.
Yeah, this is going to be
this
good.
game alone, which is. I'm not going to argue with them from what I've seen so far, at least.
My only gripe during the trailer kind of reveal was like you had this person that was in your ear, telling you like, hey, there's been reports of like a helicopter with a wrecking ball destroying the city.
Yeah.
Can you take care of that? And he's like, I'm already on it. She's like, yeah, it's getting worse. He's like, I know.
Yeah.
And like she's almost on the verge of like, okay, you're like a little annoying.
I think it was to try to like induce some sort of like
like comic relief amongst whatever.
Tony Stark-esque snarkiness back and forth,
Yeah, I understood, but at the same time, I was just like, okay, if this is going to happen throughout the whole game, I'm definitely
don't hate.
Gonna turn you off.
Don't hate.
There's a lot coming out, though.
Oh, yeah.
I'm stoked for this to come out because I still want to dive into the Switch and get into the new Zelda game that I've got. There's apparently new content.
I'm done with Zelda.
Are you?
I'm done with it. I hate it.
Why?
Because I hate it.
You did.
I decided last night.
Last episode, you loved it.
No, I didn't.
What happened? What happened?
It sucks. It's too hard.
Okay.
It's not even. It's too open. It's too free. There's no direction.
Gotcha.
One hit kills across the land. These stupid weapons break.
You're making me scared to play it.
Go play it, enjoy it, whatever.
Yeah.
It's not for me. I'm trading it in for Lego Undercover or something like that.
I love Lego games. Seriously.
That one's supposed to be really good.
I played so many Lego Star Wars games, I can't even remember the titles for them. But Zelda is supposed to get some new DLC here shortly.
I'm in the minority for sure.
Okay.
People think it's a legendary game.
Yeah.
That's fine. I don't.
I saw the new ARMS game came out.
Yeah.
You can purchase it now.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what that's like.
I wouldn't mind if you buy it.
I'll buy it for sure, dude. Don't worry.
And then I can try it and see if I like it.
What are you seriously going to trade Zelda in for, though?
Lego. What was that game? Lego Undercover.
Is it kind of coming off like the Lego movie, like a spin-off of that?
No, it's not a.
Or is it like a cop game, or like what?
Yeah, yeah. It's like a
detective.
It's like a Grand Theft Auto-esque in style.
Really?
Like free roam with a map, and you're a cop. And
sick.
It was released on Wii U like 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
Okay.
And they've revamped it for the Switch.
Okay. That reminds me. Have you heard of Lego Worlds?
Lego, is that the one where you build the...
It's almost like Minecraft for Lego. It's just a open world with just random things everywhere and islands and things to interact with.
Huh.
Have you seen that before?
No.
So Lego Worlds came out a while ago, and I think it was on the PC, and I saw quite a few YouTubers kind of just playing it and exploring and discovering. These were YouTubers that were really into Minecraft because it was so similar to Minecraft that it was like a nostalgic, pleasant surprise.
And something different.
Something different. And you interact with the world. Like everything comes up. You can just start digging into the earth, and you're just taking Lego pieces apart. It's
cool.
Really cool, yeah. And anything you touch or you jump into, you then can build. So let's say you stumble across like a tractor amongst the world. You just jump into it, and then it jumps into your inventory. And then if you ever wanted to recreate it in another area, you can just push a button and you just watch your guy build it, and then you start riding it around.
Did you ever play Lego Island?
No. What is that?
That was an old-ass PC game.
What is it? What do you...
Like 1998 or 7.
Okay.
You just go around an island playing a bunch of Lego games, and you're chasing this escaped convict. And you're on the skateboard for a little bit with a cool pizza delivery boy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, this looks so interesting.
Yeah. I'd actually like to go try it again.
He's got like the pizza in his hand.
Yeah, dude. And you throw donuts from the police helicopter because the criminal likes to eat them or something like that. I don't know. It was a while ago.
Wow, this island.
4th grade. I remember specifically 4th grade.
Wow, okay. So that was a while ago, dude.
1997.
There's a picture of the island, and this, I'm sure back in 4th grade, that was a big island. Like, that was a lot of playing space.
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool. That's sick.
So anyway, I'm going to get that game, Lego City Undercover. That's what it's called.
You're going to have to let me know how that is.
Saw trailers and reviews and stuff, and it was actually kind of fun. Like, it was funny. Had Lego humor in it.
Nice. Okay.
So.
Yeah, I really, like I said, I've played the Lego Star Wars games, and I love how they, like, play off of Star Wars humor.
Right.
It's super fun. So if you're tired of playing, like, games that are so serious or, like, games that want to scare you.
Zelda.
Or just too hard to beat.
Also, it's boring. Oh, keep going.
No, I'm just saying then play Lego games. Yeah. They'll make your
I'm excited for that.
Make you really happy.
There's also very little music in Zelda.
Really?
You're just wandering around the countryside.
It's just birds and stuff chirping?
Yeah.
There's no music?
I mean, every once in a while there's like a little jingle here or there.
See...
I don't know. Sorry. I don't want to give you rose-colored glasses going in. But.
I mean, that's what we're here for. We're here to kind of bounce ideas. And we actually want to know what you guys think about this stuff. And I think this is a good opportunity to kind of say we are available on a ton of platforms.
Yeah. We've got our Facebook.
Yep. Facebook.com/JpeG podcast.
Yep.
Twitter. We're on twitter.com/JpeG_podcast.
We've got our Instagram.
Yep. Instagram.com/JpeG podcast.
We've got our YouTube.
YouTube
We need your help on that one, actually.
We do need your help on that one. So in order for us to get a youtube.com/
vanity URL,
so we would potentially put JpeG podcast if it's not available or if it's not already taken.
Right.
In order for us to do that, we'd have to get 100 subscribers. Currently, I think we have 5, so we're really close.
We are
95 away from.
We're 5% there.
We are 5% there.
It's better than 0%.
It is, and we absolutely greatly appreciate you guys listening to us. I think Greg has just put together our iTunes.
Yep, we're good on iTunes. So
where else?
Well, because it's on iTunes, it'll be out on a bunch of different places.
Okay.
Including places like Stitcher. It'll be on Google Play.
Nice.
It'll be on Podcast Addict, Pocketcasts, Beyond Pod.
Sick.
And we're always adding wherever I can find more places. So
absolutely, please do us a favor, check us out. Drop into our website www.jpegpodcast.com. Give us some feedback, give us some likes, listens, and subscribe, please. We want to hear from you guys.
Interactivity, baby.
Totally. But I think that wraps it up for episode 15.
16.
So I got confused when I wrote this earlier. Today is the 15th.
Oh.
And it's episode 16. So I got a little confused there.
Jerry became Michael.
No, Michael, get out! That guy, I swear, how does he get in here?
Whatever, let's end it before he ruins this shit. No, go, finish.
Michael, stay out. You cannot come in.
I am Greg.
I'm Jerry.
And we'll catch you next week, guys.
Thanks, guys.